Clapton has issued and authorized authentic copies of some of his most iconic guitars for the Crossroads Guitar Collection through Guitar Center, which features a collection uniting legendary guitar companies Martin, Gibson, and Fender. This year's grouping features replicas of some of Clapton's most prized possessions. First up is his legendary Fender Brownie guitar, most famously used on the Derek and the Dominoes record, which includes the legendary Layla. Next is the Gibson Les Paul guitar George Harrison gave him, Lucy, which was used for Eric's recording on the Beatles' classic While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and 3 different Martin acoustic guitars with special Crossroads inlays and signed by Clapton and Chris Martin. A portion of each sale will also go to benefit Eric's Crossroads Center with the purpose of helping those with alcohol and substance abuse problems. Mike Eldred, director of the Fender Custom Shop, talked about what they had to do to make sure that the guitar was as realistic and authentic as possible.
We go out, we find the original instrument, and then we actually take them apart, and we weigh everything. We measure all the pickups. We look at all the wiring on the inside. We look for any kind of, something electronically that may need to be replicated that we aren't currently doing or have done in the past. We make a map of all of the, dents and dings and scratches and everything, really detailed. The body is actually a 3-piece body, as was Blackie. But this is a different spread, the way it's constructed. There's a thicker piece here, and then there's a really thin piece in the middle. And we hadn't seen that before on a lot of Strats, so we had to replicate that. And the seam is offset, so we had to actually draw a map and see where the lamination lines went and everything like that. And little things like that. You have to kind of do you have to be like a forensic, detective.
Craig Yamick, Martin's Guitar National Accounts Manager, said that the rarest version of the guitar, the Brazilian, sells for a whopping $50,000, but the other models sell for significantly less.
So the Brazilian here is limited to 18. There'll be 12 in the United States, 6 for the rest of the world. So they're quite rare and quite limited. And we actually had a pre-sale today, and we've already sold 4 of them. So there's only 8 available. There's also a 0045 Eric Clapton Madagascar, which this guitar here sells for $50,000. Let's round up. And then for something to get a price point that's more affordable, we have the 0028 Eric Clapton. Again, all 3 of these bodies, or all 3 of these instruments, use the same body, scale length, bracing pattern, nut width, the neck, so they play very similarly. We just change up the appointment level.
Michael Doyle, Senior Vice President for Guitar Center, talked about the challenge in establishing the pedigree for Lucy.
With the Gibson, the Harrison Les Paul, we had to work extensively to find people that would be cooperating with us that had taken photographs of George and Eric playing the guitar back in the day. We didn't just want new photographs, we wanted historical photographs as well. So that was fun to track down. And we finally did do so, and so we got some good results there. But that was difficult for a while. Establishing the name Lucy also was that the guitar is famously called Lucy. We weren't sure why, and at the time neither was Eric. We finally worked out that the name Lucy was first reported in a Beatles monthly magazine from November of 1968, and so that gave credibility to the name of the guitar.
Lastly, in a video by Guitar Center itself, Clapton talked about the legendary Brownie and how he picked his first Stratocaster.
Brownie takes me back to a state of mind and a state of capability. It didn't look much different to the way it looks now, I don't think. That what I would always look for on a Strat was a maple neck that had been worn out. That was the thing. If it looked brand new, then it was obviously, it was like a restaurant. If there's lots of people in there, it's got to be good food. So I just thought if it had all those kind of worn out patches, it meant that it had been, well favored.
Both replicas of Brownie and Lucy are available for $15,000 apiece through Guitar Center. We'll have more on these guitars in the coming days and weeks.